Sire of Insanity is a card. I think the best play is Sire of Insanity, make everyone discard their hands. I think that's the best play. Hello. Nobody has hands anymore. We made this player scoop. Alright, we're playing some Commander today. We're rocking with Florian, which is a Rakdos Group Slug commander. Basically just trying to do as much damage to our opponents as possible, get a bunch of cool value out of that. And should we keep this hand? MDFC, basic land, speed land, pounce land, Wayfarer's Bauble. My gut says no, way too many lands, but Stormfist Crusader can draw us extra cards each turn. So if we turn 1 Hagra Mauling, turn 2 Mountain, we can play Stormfist Crusader and start the engine going. Start getting triggers with Florian as well. So I think we're actually going to keep it, as weird as that looks. And then we know we're definitely not going to miss a land drop in the next 5 turns. So, and we can ramp if we ever have extra mana. So this is, you know, admittedly clunky, but not the worst. Not the worst. We go 3rd in the turn order. At least we're not going last. They play a Dryad Arbor, which is a forest that's also a 1/1. And then let's see who we're playing today. So, Chatterfang, Golgari Squirrels, Raggadragga. I think it gives buffs to mana creatures. So like Dryad Arbor, right, is a mana creature. Alright, my turn. Let's see. We activate only if you control a swamp. Okay. So we don't want to play this because we can't get black mana out of this until we have a swamp. So I guess we're just playing the Hagra Mauling. And passing through the turn. So like I was saying, Raggadragga gives buffs to mana creatures, essentially. It has a bunch of abilities. You can read them if you want. And then we are playing against Jenson Carthelian? Jenson Carthelian? Something like that. Looks like it's a 5-color commander. Sneaky little Wooburg ability added in on the bottom there. Whenever you cast a multicolored spell, scry 1. If that spell was all colors, create a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying and vigilance. And then you can pay 5 to add a Wooburg. So it basically filters for Wooburg mana. Okay. Multicolored spell matters deck. They attacked the squirrel player. I don't know which one of these decks I'm most afraid of. I feel like they're all sort of creature decks, right? Chatterfang is squirrels. This is mana creatures. And this one looks like it's creatures because you make 4/4 white angels, but I guess it could be non-creatures. Okay, more lands. If we could stop drawing lands, that would be great. But we're gonna do what we said. So, Mountain, Stormfist Crusader. Ship the turn. So Stormfist Crusader draws everyone an extra card on the beginning of my upkeep, and then everyone loses a life too. So with Florian, what that essentially does is it gives us 3 life loss triggers, draws us an extra card, and then we get to look at the top 3 cards of our library with Florian. So it starts the whole group slug engine going, right? So it's a really good turn to play. What do? They just rampant growth, okay? Turn 2 ramp. Dryad Arbor just always looks so weird to me. It's like, it's a forest, but it has a power and toughness. It's so strange. Okay, they bounce their Castle Garenbrig to play a bounce land. I'm assuming they're attacking Chatterfang, yep. So Chatterfang can get pretty crazy, especially if they have, you know, all the token doublers and stuff like that. Because, one, they can make a bunch of tokens, but then two, they can turn those tokens into removal with Chatterfang's ability on the bottom there. So this deck does kind of, based on my history with playing against it, I've seen it pop off, so I am probably the most worried about Chatterfang. I've never really seen this commander before, so I don't really know what's going on, but 5-color decks in general can kind of be anything, so we'll see. Insidious Roots, that turns all the creatures into mana dorks. And then what? Whenever one or more creature cards leave your graveyard, create a plant. Then put a +1/+1 counter on each plant. Sure. Okay, who are they attacking? Not me. Okay. So Chatterfang's just taking all the aggro right now. We're gonna auto yield to our own Stormfist Crusader trigger. Urbrass Forge. That's a good draw. Soul Ring is also a really good draw. Okay. We can get down the Muraganda Raceway and turn this into a soul land pretty quickly. So what do we do here? We can play Soul Ring, obviously. Then we'll have 4 mana left over. We could play Florian. And then also play Wayfarer's Bauble. I mean, that's like maximizing our mana. It would be good to get down the Urbrass Forge early too, because the earlier we play this, the better it is. Yeah, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna get down the Raceway, where we got speed up to 1. We're gonna tap the Raceway for Soul Ring, then Soul Ring, Urbrass Forge, and the Wayfarer's Bauble. We'll send the 1/1 at that player and the Stormfist Crusader at the Chatterfang player. Get our speed up to 2. Okay, so that was a really good turn. I didn't expect the Urbrass Forge. We were going to play Florian, but if you think about it, we would have played Florian and then we would have looked at the top 3 and there would have been very few cards we could have, like, in our deck that we could have actually played with the mana left over, right? So I think it's much better to continue to set up, get down Urbrass Forge. This is just going to get bigger and bigger every turn, give us more damage, make our trigger bigger with Florian. Stormfist Crusader is going to keep doing the pinging thing, which is going to make our speed go up. And so by next turn, we can get our speed up to 4. This will become a soul land, tap for 2. We can get down, we can play the Fabled Passage, get a swamp. So we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana next turn. So this was a much better overall turn than just playing Florian. The Chatterfang player continues to not play anything and just ramp, so that is definitely something you can do, but you're already down to almost, like, you're almost in the 20s on life total. I mean, I might have just played my 3/3 commander or something else, but we'll see. Maybe they've got it figured out. In general, not always, but in general, if you're the player that doesn't play any creatures, like this player is, you're kind of the blood bag for the table. Everyone else wants to trigger their attack triggers or you know, like me, I want damage, so you're open, so we're, you know, sorry man, we're just gonna attack in, right? So, you know, keep that in mind if you're just gonna spend the first 4 turns ramping and not play anything else. You might be down to like half your life total by the time you actually play something. Okay, what is this guy doing? So, Dredger's Insight. Are you a dredge deck? What is in your graveyard? All sorts of weird stuff. Okay, well, now I'm kind of worried about this deck. They make a plant, sure. Whenever a card leaves your graveyard during your turn, draw a card. Okay. They seem to have built their deck around this, and they're attacking me. Okay. Sure. I am the highest life total. I don't take offense to that. I get it. Okay, speed goes up. We're gonna auto yield to speed triggers. Let's... The only awkward thing is that... I mean, okay, so we can Fabled Passage, go get a swamp. We really need one to turn on our Tainted Peak. So the only awkward thing, like I was going to say, is that we have to either tap our Raceway or our only other colored source to play Florian this turn. Oh, Dowsing Dagger. Oh, that's what we should do. Oh, that's... yeah. Do I ramp more? Yeah, I gotta flip the dagger, right? Yeah, I can still attack in through the Solemn because this has Menace. Okay. Soul Ring, Dowsing Dagger. Change of plans. We will give the Chatterfang player the... what are they? Plants? O2 plants? Give them some blockers. Maybe, we'll put in here, you know, some type of politic-y statement. Here are some blockers for you. Yeah, maybe target other people with your stuff. Okay. Then... whip the Dowsing Dagger to Stormfist Crusader. Go to combat. Urbrass Forge. We're gonna attack this player with the Urbrass Forge token, and we're gonna attack this player with the Stormfist Crusader so that we definitely flip it. Dowsing Dagger will flip into a land that taps for 3 mana of any one color. It's pretty sweet. It has Menace, bro. I was like, wait, how are you blocking that as Menace? Okay. Yep. Flip the dagger. Yes. Oh, it's asking me if I want to. I guess I have the option to not do it. So good. It comes into play untapped, too. We now have... is our speed 3 or 4? I thought we would have gotten max speed. Maybe I misunderstood how that works. Okay. No problem. We still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. So let's do this for red. Play Florian. And then we'll use the last 2 mana to Wayfarer's Bauble and go get another swamp. Okay. Maximum mana usage. Pretty good. So as long as all of our stuff survives, we should have a pretty insane turn next turn. Because we will do 3 to the table with Stormfist Crusader. We'll do another 3 to someone with Urbrass Forge. If we attack with Florian and we get through, then we'll do 9. So we'll probably realistically look at the top 6 cards of our library and have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana to play with. Yep, Viscera Seer. Ravenous Squirrel. There's all the creatures. Oh, one more. No, they're just tapping their land to be polite. Cool. So, how much does this cost? 4. Okay, that could be coming down this turn. It wouldn't really do anything on their board right now, but I was gonna say if they play an untapped land and then play a mana dork, like a Elvish Mystic or Land of War Elf or something, they could give that +2/+2. But they played a tap land. So their commander's probably not coming down. I mean, it is a good blocker. It's a 4/4. We'll see. We'll see what they do. Played a Surveil land. They're going to look at the top card of the library, decide if they want to keep it on top or put it in their graveyard. I gotta figure out what this deck is doing. So, Dredger's Insight. Whenever one or more artifact and or creature cards leave your graveyard, you gain 1 life. When this enchantment enters mill 4 cards, you may put an artifact, creature, or land card from among the mill cards into your hand, right? And then Insidious Roots gives all of their creatures the ability to tap for 1 mana of any color, but also says whenever one or more creature cards leave your graveyard, create a plant, and then put a +1/+1 counter. They have this other thing that says whenever a card leaves your graveyard. So like, are they a Delve deck? Like, what does their commander do again? Whenever you cast a multicolored spell, scry 1. If the spell was all colors, create a white angel. I don't get the synergy. Like, why is this your commander? I mean, they do have multicolored spells, but like, this is not multicolored, right? I don't know. Untapped target permanent? You don't see many decks built around cards leaving the graveyard. That's a really specific thing, so I'm kind of concerned. Because if it is Dredge is one of those archetypes that exists on its own plane. It's very hard to interact with a Dredge deck unless you have straight up graveyard hate, and I don't have any right now. I think I do have some in my deck somewhere, but right now I don't have any, so it concerns me because if they get their Dredge engine online, it might be impossible to stop it. And they're 5 color, so they could be doing anything with their deck. I don't know. I'm at a loss. These 2 decks are like, I know what they're doing, but this deck is kind of scary because I have no idea what it's up to. What did they play? They played Savala, Heart of the Wilds. Whenever another creature enters, the controller may draw a card if its power is greater than each other creature's power. That might work well with me and Urbrass Forge eventually, right? Because it is a creature entering. And it's going to be a 3/1 next turn, but then a 4/1, then a 5/1, right? We'll see. And then they could pay green, tap it, add X mana of any combination of colors where X is the greatest power among creatures you control, which right now is 2. But it'll probably be 4 next turn. Niv Mizzet Supreme. Okay. Flying hexproof from monocolored. Each instant and sorcery card in your graveyard that's exactly 2 colors has Jumpstart. Ah, okay. So they're not Dredge. That makes me feel better. However, they are a deck that wants to cast stuff from their graveyard. And so now they can do that, and every time they do that, those cards are leaving their graveyard, which triggers all these other things. Got it. Okay. Well, that has to die somehow. It's tough because it has hexproof from monocolored. Most removal spells are monocolored. What instants and sorceries do they have down here? None. Well, at least they don't have any instants and sorceries. But they're gonna play a 5/5. Since it's multicolored, then they're gonna make a 4/4 angel. Yeah. I'm definitely most worried about this deck. At least it's not Dredge. But being able to cast stuff from your graveyard is also scary, right? Because it's just graveyard stuff is hard to interact with unless you have graveyard hate. And right now they're... First of all, not a lot of people play graveyard hate in their decks. They just don't put it into their decks. They don't think about it. So I might be the only person with graveyard hate at the table. And then 2, graveyard decks are just hard to interact with. They're hard to stop too, because like even if you blow up their stuff, it goes to the graveyard, which then they can replay, right? So we'll see. I think right now they're deciding, they scryed 1 and they're deciding if they want to keep that on top or put it on the bottom of their library. They're taking their time though. Next turn, this will be turned on. We'll definitely have speed 4 because of the Stormfist Crusader trigger. So I think I already counted, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 mana. So I was 2 mana off. We'll have 12 mana. That we can cast anything in our deck with 12 mana. So hopefully we see some good stuff with Florian's trigger. The player that's got the trigger on the stack that's supposed to be scrying. Oh, he says he doesn't have priority, so it's this player that's holding it up. Got it. I wonder, they need to turn on their auto yields because they're tapped out, but they're holding priority. Oh, and because of Viscera Seer, since they can activate it instant speed, that's why it's giving them priority. Probably like grabbing a snack from the fridge or something. This is why playing in paper is better. But we use the tools that we have. We use the tools that we have. Oh, they got kicked. Well, that's what happens if you take too long. You just get kicked out of the game, so... We no longer have to worry about the squirrel deck. They're attacking me with their flyer, sure. Down to 36. Or no, down to 34. Okay, Stormfist Crusader. Max speed achieved. Okay, Pinnacle Monk, Verdant Catacombs. More lands, not really what we want. Well, we don't have great attacks either. So I think what we do is we just go to combat. We could play Price of Progress, but I think I'd rather play this as a finisher. Right now it would do what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 14 damage to the table. I mean, that would dig us pretty deep. Plus this, so that we'd be looking at 17 cards. If Urbrass Forge gets through, 20 cards. Right now we're going to look at 6. Why don't we see if Urbrass Forge gets blocked? If it gets blocked, then maybe we'll activate it. We can attack with Florian too. I don't think... Well, they probably block with their Solemn. We'll see. Block with the Solemn. Yep. Draw a card. So right now we're still looking at 6. I think we'll just look at the 6 for now. No Mercy. Ah, that's pretty good. Definitely will keep things from attacking us. Okay. Yeah, we'll take the deterrent. Cast No Mercy. Tainted Peak. We have so much mana, we really don't need anything else. I mean, we could play the Pinnacle Monk as a blocker. It's kind of a waste. We're not getting anything back from the graveyard, but I mean, we have nothing else to do with this mana, so... Rather have it as a blocker than burning a hole in my hand, not doing anything. Alright. Yield through the turn. They're both down to 29. I don't know, man. They got 9 power in the air. This player's gonna buff all their creatures eventually. Okay, Land and War Tribe, sure. Okay, Nature's Lore, sure. Commander time? Dude, Nature's Lore is so good. It just says get a forest card and put it on the battlefield. Like, it doesn't even come into play tapped. So they can go get, like, any forest. You know, that could be like a surveil land. It just has to have the forest land type on there, and it comes into play untapped as long as it, you know, commercial district would still come into play tapped, but like a shock land would come into play, and you could, you know, shock it in, or a true duel could come into play untapped. Poison Dart Frog. Less good since you don't have any mana up to make it have death touch, but yeah. All right, let's see where this turn goes. They have 9 cards in hand. Probably nothing scary in there, right? Probably all just lands or ramp, right? Nothing terrifying in the 5-color graveyard deck. We're gonna go to combat first. Who are they attacking? Sure. It's gonna die. Are they attacking with the 4/4 me? Okay. Sure. Maybe they don't know how No Mercy works, but any creature that deals combat damage to me dies. So I'm taking 6 here. And we'll teach him about No Mercy. Now they know. The only thing that sucks about No Mercy is we still take the damage, so... You know, it doesn't get us completely out of the woods, but it's more of a deterrent than anything. But they do have to read the card for it to be a deterrent. Whenever you cast a multicolored spell, this enchantment deals X damage to any target where X is the number of colors in that spell. Scary. Okay, destroy each creature that isn't all colors. Yeah. It's a little terrifying. I don't think I've ever seen that card before. That definitely wiped the board. Yep. Florian back to the command zone. Did it kill their commander too? It did, because it's not all colors. Interesting. I guess color identity and all colors mean different things. So it has to be like Niv Mizzet here, where it's got Wooburg and the mana cost. I make a plant token. Well, thankfully we have a ton of mana, so recasting Florian is not a big deal. And I definitely know which deck I'm beating down now with Urabrass Forge. See what we draw. Una's Prowler. Not really what we want. Okay, so... Soul Ring. And... what? Oh, maybe we undo that. Control Z. And we do this for red. So that would give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sure. Cast Florian. Like that. Okay. Then... we will price of progress the table. Play a mountain. Go through our turn, look at a bunch of cards. Oh, we also have Urabrass Forge, that's right. We probably shouldn't have played the land, because if we hit Glacial Chasm, we would have wanted to play that. Okay. Sire of Insanity is a card. Meathook Massacre is also a card. Fell the Profane. How much mana do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so Meathook Massacre doesn't help us here because this is a 5/5. Yeah, I think the best play is Sire of Insanity. Make everyone discard their hands. They have Jumpstart, but I don't think they have any instants and sorceries, although obviously making them discard their hand would make them get some, potentially, in their graveyard. There's Croxa. Yeah, I think Sire, man. I mean, because if they attack us, then No Mercy kills their Niv Mizzet. We're down to 14, but still not great for them. I think it's got to be Sire. I think that's the best play. Hello. Yep. All right. Nobody has hands anymore. We made this player scoop. Yep, that's the power of Sire of Insanity. One of my favorite creatures ever, by the way. It's just, it's so good. If I could play this as my commander, I would. You should all be very thankful that I can't. Now, it doesn't mean we win the game, but it takes away all the resources in their hand. And they, let's see. I mean, they can cast stuff from the graveyard, but only instants and sorceries, so yeah. Okay, they just shipped the turn. Cool. My turn. I can attack with the 6/4, and it would kill their Niv Mizzet, so I could play Smoke. We have so much mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So even if we all attack them and they kill Florian and they double block. I mean, there's really Well, we could attack with Sire and Urbrass Forge. Okay. Get a Florian trigger. So that's why Sire's in the deck, because we create card advantage outside of our hand through exile. So we can break the symmetry of this card, right? Attack. Do I give them the option to kill this? I think so. I think we're at that point in the game. They want to kill it, they can, but they have to let Niv Mizzet die. And they have no cards in hand, so there's no like reanimation tricks or anything like that. Okay. Wow, they blocked very awkwardly there. Niv Mizzet still died, and we kept our Sire. Sure. I guess since we didn't do any damage. Oh, we should have done damage because of the trigger. Huh. Did I miss something? I don't know. We'll go ahead and play Smoke because we can. And yeah, pass through the turn. Well, every turn Urbrass Forge gets bigger, so it's going to be harder for them to keep that at bay. We just have to be careful of our life total because we are at 14. We have ways of gaining life in the deck, but obviously we have to get access to those cards. What do they draw? Their commander. Whenever you cast a multicolored spell. Yep. You may return this card from graveyard to your hand. Aura Eidolon. What do you do? Sacrifice this creature, prevent the next 3 damage that be dealt to any target this turn. Whenever you cast a multicolored spell, you may return this card from your graveyard to your hand. Sure. Okay. So they play their commander. Insidious Roots trigger. Lots of triggers, actually. Dredger's Insight. They're going to deal damage to the Sire. Sure. 2 damage. Okay. Okay, got it. So they're going to do another 2 damage to it. That's fine. It did its job. It definitely did its job. Okay. My turn. Not great this turn, but this does allow us to ping them. Each opponent loses 1 life. Yep. Okay. Comes into play tapped. Go to combat. Urbrass Forge. Smack him with the 6-1. They can block if they want. They do. 2 to you, 4 to you, yep. No trigger from Florian because they soaked up all the damage. Okay. The staring match continues. Buried Alive. Search your library for up to 3 creature cards and put them into your graveyard. Okay. It's not a multicolored spell. Wonder if they... I mean, they have 1 card in hand. I wonder what it is. Hopefully not a reanimation spell. That would be very awkward. We should be able to see what they are because they should be the 3 last cards in their graveyard. Okay, what'd they get? Whenever you cast a multicolored spell, return this. Oh, it's just more of the same kind of thing. Okay. I mean, that's good value. Sacrifice this creature whenever you cast a multicolored spell. I'm confused. Oh, that was the one that they got back before. Okay. So they're just playing it from their hand. Okay. Well, if we can find a way to exile their graveyard, that would be fantastic. Mayhem Devil. Well, it means technically we'll get a trigger with Urbrass Forge. They can't soak up all the damage this time. So we're gonna get a Florian trigger. They're gonna try. Okay. Yep. Kill both their creatures. We'll look at the top 3. Florian trigger. We're gonna always yield to that. Okay. Scrawling Crawler, huh? I like that. Target creature gains haste until end of turn. I mean, that could be really good too. That could be really good. Do we want card draw and pinging or haste for something? We already have max speed, so this is online. I think we want the pinging and card draw. It happens on our upkeep too, so we get the benefit first. If they play a multicolored spell, they get all that stuff back from the graveyard. Which, you know, their deck is mostly multicolored spells. Unearth. What is this? Priest of Fell Rites. Pay 3 life, sacrifice this creature, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Activate only as a sorcery. Okay. So they're unearthing that. They can sacrifice it. To get something else back. Ping their life total, I guess. We can't kill either of these. What are they getting back? The Niv Mizzet Supreme, sure. And then it gets exiled. My turn. This is a close game. Really, whoever top decks something important first is going to win this. Exquisite Blood. Okay, that's huge. That's huge. I said we had life gain in the deck. That is one of the forms of life gain. Oh, and Cryptborn Horror as well. Okay. Well. Let's get down the Exquisite Blood. They could counter it, I think, because they have a counter in their graveyard. Yep, those all go back to their hand. Okay, they do 2 damage to me. Yep. We're really looking for Glacial Chasm. That would be big right now. Or Wrath, right? They're gonna do 2 damage to the Scrawling Crawler? Okay. So they do that. Then let's go to combat. Wow, they can soak up all the damage now. That sucks. Okay, we're gonna attack. Well, Grey Merchant is a good card. So we did 1 damage, so we can make a 1/1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We can do 8 to them and then gain 8 life if we play this first, or 6 to them and make a 7/7. Are we dead either way? 5, 6, 4, 5. Yeah, they may have this. They may have this. Man, that Exquisite Blood would have been key, but there's nothing we could have done about that. We had to play through the counter. I mean, I guess we could have played this first, but we needed the damage first so that it wouldn't have lined up right. Yeah. These don't have trample, right? No. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna play the Cryptborn Horror first. Normally we want to play this as a giant creature, but we're just gonna play it as a blocker now. And then we'll play Grey Merchant, just to gain as much life as possible. Oh, we could do this too. Oh, I didn't even think about that. It'd just be 1 life, but still, we could have made it 2/2. And looked at 1 more card with Florian. Oh well. Grey Merchant. Down to 8, we're back up to 20. Okay. Well, we're probably dead this turn. It was a good run. It was a good run. It's always awkward when players scoop early, because then, you know, it changes the dynamic of the game, but here we are. Okay, they're just gonna go straight for my face. Return target multicolored card from your graveyard to your hand, sure. This is a cool deck though, I will say, like, I've never played against this commander, and I think this is a cool build, so props to J-Train. It's a cool deck. I do think the dynamic would have been different if these players stayed though, because remember, this player got timed out and got ejected, and then this player still had 16 life but scooped when I put down my Sire of Insanity. Unite the Coalition. Choose 5. Deals 2 damage to any target. Okay, so they're just gonna burn me out. Yep. I mean, that's a way you can do it. Down to 3. Yeah, so they just attack all, and then I'm dead. Or they just attack with their flyer. Yeah. GG. I could have probably made some better choices in that game, but all in all, you know, it was kind of a top deck war there for a bit, so. All right. Well, that was quite the game. So yeah, cool game. Again, you know, if some of the players had stuck around, probably would have been different, although the multicolored Matters deck was gaining a bunch of advantage. And like I said in the beginning, that was the deck I was kind of afraid of the most because of all the different things you can do with Graveyard, and then it's a 5-color deck, so you have access to like all the cards in Magic that care about the Graveyard. And once they had their engine online, it was a lot of value for them. So cool deck. We were very close to winning. We had them down to 8. If we had like probably 1 more turn, you know, or if we had gotten 1 more trigger off our Brass Forge instead of it getting all the damage getting soaked up, probably would have found a way to close it out. There's lots of ways to close it out in this deck, but that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. So If you like this kind of content and you want to play Commander games like this against me in the future, join the channel Discord, link is in the description. Go to the EDH channel there and say what's up. As always, I appreciate you watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, all the things. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.